Welcome to New Business in Later Life with me, Ildikó Sealey. I'm an entrepreneur, the routine queen, and the champion of thriving over 50. I'm obsessed with morning routines, energized living, and building businesses that work with your life, not against it. Let's dive in. So here you are at 61, a successful coach, but you told me before that you started selling things at 6.
Yes.
So it's clearly not your first rodeo, again, in your words. But please tell me that you have experienced absolutely all sorts of things through your life. What were the worst and the best bits?
Once you've lived that type of life and you get to 61, there's a lot that I forget and it comes back in little batches.
What stands out?
But I suppose that, and even the bad bits are the good bits now.
Yeah, go on.
And that's quite important in life. I think when you look back, they were actually good bits. So I come from a very
What are they?
I come from a very poor background.
Okay,
I lived in a home with no running water, no tap. I slept on the floor.
Wow. How old were you at this stage?
3. And then I used to go back every year and stop there in the summer. You could think that's a hardship, but now I look back, it's like a badge of honour.
Yeah.
That's where I started. We got better and better. When I was 6, I started selling broken toys and this, to get some money.
The actual broken toys?
Yeah, in the day we used to have like a lucky dip. So at the front of my house, I lived on a busy road. So I got this box and I wrapped all of my broken toys in newspaper and I put, it was 2p, lucky dip. And people would buy and go, I think laughing at me, give me 2p and took this toy and they'd open it up and it'd be a doll with an arm missing or a head missing. I thought, that's a lucky dip. You were unlucky this time.
Oh my goodness. So did you ever put in any good toys?
No.
Was it a bit mean?
It was, but I was
But then
6
again, I suppose...
and they were adults and I think they just felt sorry for me and gave me the 2p.
Oh, so you weren't selling the broken toys to your friends?
No, to them. Then I was always dealing with my friends, you know. I'd swap my action man for your marbles and
Okay,
and
so
bits
at what stage did you earn the Dal Boy nickname?
Well, for my whole life, really. And it's strange because my whole family was like this, really. And as we progressed through this, I ended up working at Perkins, did an apprenticeship there. But even while I was doing my apprenticeship, I became an engineer, a maintenance engineer. I had a sunbed company on the side. I had market stalls on the side. I'd always wanted my own business, always wanted to earn my own money.
What sort of things were you selling?
Well,
I assume it wasn't broken toys anymore.
No, at this time we had market stalls selling jumpers and women's clothing. And we had another stall selling sportswear, shell suits, that kind of thing back in the day.
Oh my God.
And then we had the sunbed company, so we were delivering sunbeds to people's houses, which I could do at the weekends because most people wanted them.
Oh, okay. So you had a full-time job, then you had your market stall, and then you had your weekend job.
I got into the cars.
Okay. What got you? Well, of course, you did engineering.
Yeah, but I got into cars. There was a book. It was called 4 Wheels to a Fortune. It was £10, and you got this book, and it taught you how to car deal. So me and a good friend of mine, we bought this book, and off we went to car dealing. Did very well out of it.
Oh wow, that's brilliant.
Then the recession kicked in, and that sort of finished it for a while. And then many years later, we went back to car dealing, opened a Forecourt. Still while I was working, built the Forecourt.
Oh, okay.
And then left Perkins Engines, and was a full-time car dealer, which I've done for, I've been doing the garage on a professional level for over 25 years. And then where I am today, got to a point where I wanted to give something back.
Right.
I wanted to do something a bit more creative.
So you find the coaching creative?
Yeah.
In what ways?
Well, it's a whole new skill set. Doing the videos, doing the talking, being trained to be a coach, and then trained to be a therapist.
Right.
So, it's all new learning to keep you active.
I know what the difference is between the mentoring and coaching, but what would be the difference between coaching and therapist?
Well, the therapist is RTT therapy, so it's a Rapid Transformational Therapy, and I trained in person with Marissa Peer.
Okay.
We call it hypnotherapy on steroids.
Okay, I was going to ask, so the word rapid in it, does it mean that you rapidly treat the person?
Yeah.
Like literally in a matter of half a day?
Yeah.
You can achieve something transformational?
So an awful lot of therapy sessions would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ongoing therapy sessions. Rapid, 1-2 sessions will get to the root cause of the problem, put it to bed, reframe it, and move on. So it's a
So if this is available, then why would anyone go on to have 6, 7, 10 year long therapies?
Because It makes money for the therapist, that's for sure. But with the rapid,
Or is it because people don't know about it?
they don't know about it. Yeah.
Okay. Or do you charge 6-7 times more?
Don't say 6 or 7 times more, but we charge more than a singular session, yes. But it's more about the time. Do you really want to be going on and on for 8, 9, 10 weeks talking about your presenting problem, or rather get it put to bed?
You could look at it two ways, really.
Yeah.
Because you have to, one, take in that advice, digest it, apply it, process it in your own head, move it. And I don't know, maybe when I learn something new, it takes a while to take it in, and then I revisit it and then practice it, experience it. So then with the rapid therapy, how can somebody, or can everybody kind of process that information, process that pivoting that quickly?
Well, there's three ways it works. Sometimes it can be instant.
Right.
While we're sat here now, it's there. It can take a little bit of time. So over a month or two, you'll start to feel better, or the presenting problem will start to go. Or you think, oh, that didn't work. And then you suddenly realise a year later
That it had.
That it's happened. So
because it went into the subconscious, and it's working.
So we work with the subconscious mind. That's where we go back to. But once we've had the sessions, I'll give you a recording to listen to every night, every day.
I was going to ask, so where does the repetition come into?
A minimum of 28 days we ask you to listen to that for. Because on average, it takes about 28 days for your mind to reprogram and learn something.
Okay.
That's the kind of the average. So we ask you to listen to that for at least 28 days.
So that's actually a whole new habit.
Yes.
So do you prime your customers, your clients, to make sure that they put the habit into their life?
Yes.
To make sure that from session one, because if you now told me that I have to listen to something for half an hour every single day, I would really struggle to find that half an hour a day.
But the good news is you can put an earpiece in at night. Doesn't even matter if you fall asleep listening to it. Your subconscious mind will still be listening to it. So you don't have to physically sit there at 2:00 in the afternoon and spend half an hour listening to it. You can just put it on in your car. You can, when you're going to bed at night, in the mornings, whenever you want to fit it in. So it's not like sitting there and concentrate on it. The subconscious mind is listening and taking stuff in all the time.
That's quite interesting, actually, picking up a new habit that works on your subconscious when you don't even have to be awake.
Yeah.
I like that concept very much.
The whole thing fascinated me. Where I started from, 15 years ago, I started suffering from severe anxiety.
Right.
Very debilitating. Not nice. And I ended up seeing 2 or 3 different counsellors and therapists. Did they help? Slightly. Did they work for me? Not really. And then I come across my coach, who I still work with, Paul Mort, who was a little bit more in my face. He's a little more about action rather than talking. So it's good to talk. We need to talk about what the problem is. Yeah. But nothing's going to change without action.
That's true. Yeah.
You have to do something. There is no magic pill, lotion, potion to change this. You have to do something. This is
kind of what I meant with my question earlier, that it takes time for things to properly embed in your mind and then practice it and it becoming
you see this
part
all
of your
time.
life.
People want to lose weight, but you still got to do something, haven't you? People want to become more confident. Well, you're not going to get confident by thinking or talking about something. It's going to come from
until you
doing something, and then you get more confident.
Talking about weight loss, it's kind of along the lines of how you talk to yourself. And for me recently, that's been a major pivot point, that instead of saying to yourself, I need to lose it, your subconscious thinks that you then need to find it. Rather, it's like, I just mentioned it to somebody else earlier, that I took part in a pilot hypnotherapy program as well. Yeah. And the lady called it your ideal weight loss journey. Yeah. But in my head, I just couldn't quite cope with that because of this language. Yeah. What do I use? And I renamed it to myself as my ideal weight journey. Yeah. And the magic actually happened. I made a teeny weeny little change in my diet, minute, like just started eating a little less every night. Yeah. Literally just a small portion less. And in the course of 4 months, I said goodbye to...
That's a really good point.
3 kilos, and I'm now at my ideal weight.
That's a really good point, because we see lots of hypnotherapists giving out pre-recorded recordings for people to listen to, whether it's weight loss or smoking,
it could be absolutely
whatever.
Anything, yeah.
And they give this pre-recorded, but what we do is talk to you, and then that recording is bespoke for you.
Yes, of course.
And we use the words that you use because obviously they resonate with you more than the words that I would use. So we ask you about your story and why you're doing X, Y, and Z. And then the recording we do is bespoke for you, using the words that you use, bringing up your family members, all the things that are in your life. So it really resonates with you when you listen to it, rather than a bought off the shelf recording.
I mean, they're just different techniques. So that worked for me anyhow. What do? Do you record the actual conversation with the client, or do you question and ask the client, and then you record a bespoke hypnotherapy session for them?
Yeah, I do a bespoke one after. So we just talk, have the therapy session, then we'll put that recording together for you.
Wow,
that's maybe that at a later date. Sometimes I've done it at the same time, but 9 times out of 10 I'll be at a later date, so I can really concentrate, put some work into it, and make it really work for you. But
that sounds really interesting.
It is. The therapy's fascinating. It's a great subject. But I like my coaching as well, because the coaching is a lot quicker. It can affect a lot more people. I think everyone needs a coach. I think everyone with a coach can get better.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who's very successful, whether in that sports business, that hasn't got a coach. They've all either got a coach or had a coach at some point to accelerate their learning and their journey forward. You can learn yourself, but it's a long, slow process. But if you have someone who's an expert or been there and can coach you and help you, you'll get there quicker, without doubt.
Absolutely.
And time is money at the end of the day.
Yeah, so. I seem to, again, it came up in a previous episode that, is it like a trend that we get to this later stage in our lives and we start teaching what we know? Because it is quite notable, although I'm not making a thing out of it, but it's notable that quite a number of my guests' newest business is coaching of some kind, including myself.
Yeah.
But I did interview a gentleman down in Cornwall a couple of months back, Clive, and he's a business coach as well. And he wrote an article in a local networking magazine about how many different coaches we have in our lives. Yeah. And that in itself was incredibly interesting, including, I think my favorite one was having somebody completely out of your zone, like it could be someone considerably younger or having the opposing views on life to you, or working in a completely different industry, because they bring a completely fresh eye to your
That's right. You wouldn't want someone who's exactly like you, because they'd be saying exactly what you're already saying. So I believe you want someone with a bit of experience who's been there. I had coaches and therapists, and some of them I could tell had never been there. They'd never suffered anxiety. I can tell.
Okay.
And I can also tell when I speak to a coach or a therapist that's been there. You can tell they know
that it's not the textbook that they are repeating back to you, but they speak from their heart.
That's right. And I've seen some where I can tell they're reading off a script. If you say X, they give you form B. If you say D, they give you form F. And it feels a bit soulless.
Yeah.
And when I met my coach, I heard he had a famous clifftop video. I watched that, and wow, I knew he's been exactly where I was. And for that reason, he will understand and know what I'm going through.
Right.
And he did, and he does.
So on that basis, do you actually specialize in clients who are suffering with anxiety?
I don't specialize in that. My coaching, what I specialize in is trying to help people live an awesome, inspiring life. Because I believe that we all do, or the majority of us do. But what happens with life, trying to find the mortgage money, the rent money, getting the kids to school, getting to work, life takes over, doing the shopping, take the dog to the vet, and you start to forget what an awesome, inspiring life you're living. So I was one of them people. People looked on the outside and said, but you've got a great life, John.
Based on what? Based on what were they saying that?
They would say, you've got a beautiful wife, you're happily married, you've got 2 healthy daughters, you live in a nice house, you've got a successful business, your wife's got a successful business, you know lots of friends, you know lots of people, you're always laughing, joking. It's the dream.
Well, all this, but nobody waved the magic wand and created it around you. You worked on all this.
But at that time inside, I was dying.
Okay. Even when people were saying all this.
Yeah. I just didn't want to do it anymore. I was flat.
What sort of things?
Just had enough of it all. I can remember my father passed away 30 years ago, and I can remember, in my head I could hear my father asking, "What's wrong?" And is it Leslie, my wife? No. Is it money? We could all do with an extra 10 grand, but still. I'm okay. Is it you're lonely? No. Is it? So what is it? And I didn't know. I didn't know what it was.
Did you ever pinpoint what was wrong?
It's a combination of things. It's an overwhelm. I took too much on, didn't put stuff to bed, got a bit bored, didn't know where I was going next, no structure in my life.
Right, okay.
So with my coach and through it, you learn tools and techniques to address that. And like me now, I've got my coaching clients. I have a program called Transform Action. So it's transformation with action.
Yeah. I was going to ask, so what sort of new habits or techniques, what did you do to get yourself out of it?
It depends where you are. If you come to me, the first thing we'd always say is drink 2 litres of water a day. That's the first thing, because without water, you're going to feel sluggish. And that's cheap and quick. Second thing, stop watching the news.
Oh,
if
absolutely,
you're anxious, you're overwhelmed, you're in fear, stop watching the news.
The underlying physical health,
Stop doing that.
Refill your body with water.
Get at least 10,000 steps in a day. This is basic stuff at the beginning. Right. Get your 10,000 steps in a day. You need to move. You need to start moving a bit. So once you've got them 3 bits done, and then what you do when you come to me on my coaching program, I will give you what I call as a world-class journal.
World-class journal.
It's a world-class journal. There is nothing better out there.
I saw you opening your box when you first got it from the printers.
And that's a guided journal. If you talk to any neuroscientist, they'll tell you the most powerful way to change your mindset is through journaling. Okay. So I journal in the morning and I journal at night. And it's guided journaling. So how do you want to feel? What do you want to do today? What you need to achieve today? How you don't want to feel? And at the end of the day, some other questions along the lines of what worked well today? Who did you inspire today? What are your 5 wins of the day? And you write them down. That just keeps your mind on track and keeps you focused on where you want to be instead of being distracted with everything else is going on in the world. It is definitely a game changer. If you can learn to journal, it changes your life without doubt. And through me training you and with my journal, that will help you guide you through it. I love the question. I used to say to people, how do you want to feel? And they go, not like this, whether they're anxious. They go, not like this. I said, but I didn't ask you that. I asked you, how do you want to feel, not how you don't want to feel. And saying not like this is a bit like getting in an Uber cab and the taxi driver saying, where do you want to go? And you saying, not here. Yeah. It doesn't help anyone, does it? No. We want to know, where do you want to go? Let's stop saying, I don't want to feel depressed. I don't want to feel anxious. We know that. But how do you want to feel? Let's start focusing where you want to go. And that's what the journaling helps you do.
This journaling is really interesting. And obviously, a number of people have told me about it, and we have conversations about it with quite a few of my guests as well. Yeah. And many of them say that evening journaling, or like the end of the workday journaling, is ever so important to do a little bit of a brain dump. And it's just something that is with me because so many people have said how good it is for them. Yeah. It's not something I've been able to introduce into my life yet. But what I started doing on the back of my meditation practice in the morning is a little bit of journaling. So the lady I follow, there's a couple of questions within all the different bits and bobs in her app. So instead of just taking notes of the practice, to write it down as well as speaking out loud, I actually answer the questions now. Yeah. So that's a way of journaling, but I've not been able to introduce the evening journaling yet. And I don't quite know why, but it's something that is on my so-called to-do list, I suppose. It's gone from wishing to really wanting to do it. Yeah. But there's, as you say, a lot of things are going on in life. But interestingly.
But we say that, world-class questions. Questions are the steering wheel of the mind. If you ask yourself, where do you want to be? What do you want to do? How do you want to feel? What do you want to achieve today? What do you want to achieve tomorrow? What was the best part of today? These are questions that will steer your mind. Yes. Well, without them, you're blowing in the wind. You're just taking in the news, what this person said, what that person said, and distracted and going places with your mind where you don't want to go. The journaling, I can't recommend it. And I struggled with it. And I'll be honest with you, I struggled. I joined Paul and he gave me the journals and I didn't put a pen to paper for 3 months. So I'm paying him For 3 months, I didn't do it. And
See,
now I
this is
don't miss it.
exactly-
Now it's rare I miss a day. Even if I go on holiday, I journal
You take it
in the
with you.
morning and night. Yeah.
Because it takes me back to that earlier question. Like, this is a rapid therapy.
Yeah.
So if you took 3 months to start journaling,
Yeah.
how are your clients achieving anything instantly? And I
Well,
put the instant in speech marks
The
with the rapid therapy.
remember, the journaling was more to do with the coaching. The
Right.
hypnotherapy is more interesting because it goes in deeper into your subconscious
Right,
mind.
right,
So
right.
that's a little bit different. But yeah, I wasn't in a great place at the time. But it's what I say to people: you have to put the time and the effort. If you want to change, you have to change.
Yeah.
Because if you don't change, nothing will change. If you want to know how the next 3 years of your life's going to be, look at the last 3 years. Because if you carry on how you're doing it, the next 3 will be the same. But if you're willing to change, if you're willing to learn something new, a new skill, a new talent, journal, whatever, so things will start to change.
Yeah.
But you have to put that effort in. You have to do that work.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Who was it who said that you can't expect the same result? Sorry, you can't expect a different result if you keep doing the same things.
That's right. And one of the rules of the mind is we love what's familiar, and we don't like what's unfamiliar, even if the unfamiliar is better for you.
Oh, absolutely. My goodness, that's so true.
You're so used to this, it's uncomfortable not to do it anymore, even though you know it's destructive to you, the lifestyle you want or where you want to go. You're kind of still drawn to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we love the familiar, don't we? We love what's that's why we stick with
It's
a job for
the devil
ages
we
that we
know.
hate, or maybe with a partner that we
Oh,
know is
gosh.
not right for us. It's
Let's
just
not even go
familiar.
down that
It's
route.
familiar, isn't it? And
Yeah.
so we love the familiar.
Absolutely, the devil we know, isn't it?
And mistrust the unfamiliar. So yeah, so I really enjoy the coaching. I find with some of my clients.
Before we move on, can I just ask quickly?
Yeah.
Your journal, what do you call it?
Transform Action.
Transform Action Journal. Is it available on its own, or is it only
No,
available through?
It's only available through working with me.
Yeah.
If you work with me, then you get the journal.
Sure.
I'm going to put a lot of work into it.
Okay. Well, you can still sell it.
It's a proper hardback journal. It's top quality. The questions are world class. It will change your life. And that, I guarantee, if you journal for 6 weeks, you will see a difference.
Okay.
It's that powerful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you carry on.
Yeah. So I like the coaching. I do the coaching with people. But then I got into the therapy because I could see with people who are being coached that there was, not everyone, but there's certain people who keep defaulting back to something, a more deep-rooted belief that I felt, until that's been addressed and got rid of, you're not going to be able to move forward. It's going to be difficult for you. So that's why I went on my therapy journey, trained with Marissa Peer in person, who's a monster of the game, and she's just fabulous. It was life-changing. The 5 days with Marissa was just...
Oh, wow. Was it like a...
It was just awesome.
Retreat or...
Yeah, it was a retreat over at Rushton Hall with there's about 50 of us there.
Oh, wow.
There's 3 guys and about 48 women or something like that. And they'd flown in from all over the world, from New York, Australia, Dubai, Hong Kong. And most of them tended to be ex-professionals or vets, doctors, surgeons, that kind of
And you were all
background.
learning the rapid...
Yeah, the therapy. Yeah, for the 5 days.
Wow.
After that, there's another year of learning as well, a year and a half. But we had 5 days.
That's quite a process, isn't it?
It was, yeah. It's a long journey.
But can you start practicing after your 5-day retreat?
No.
Right, okay. So that's like the introduction.
Yeah, it's an introduction. But the theory that I've spoke about, the coaching, and that's great. But the therapy is just it's just mind blowing. It really is. And some of the results that some of the therapists have had, and we can obviously do the stuff like stopping smoking, which is sort of basic stuff, really.
Well, to you it might be, but to a lot of people that's like life-changing, isn't it, to stop smoking?
Of course it is. Of course it is. But I wouldn't say that's a difficult one to address. I think one of the hardest ones is anorexia, and doing that's a little bit harder to deal with.
Okay.
But
is it eating disorders in general or anorexia in particular?
In particular, is quite a difficult one.
Interesting.
But again, maybe 3 sessions on that, 3-4 sessions that would be addressed.
Wow.
But some of the results are just mind-blowing. And we're taught as therapists not to prejudge, because nearly always what you think is the underlying cause is never
Is it
that.
really not?
No. And it's surprising how often it's not. And it is an example. They had a client who came in. She was going to start working with dogs. There was going to be dogs in the job, and she had a real fear of dogs.
Why on earth would you want to work with dogs if you've got fear of them?
She weren't working with the dog, but they were there. So she didn't want to start this job, and there was dogs there, and she wanted it addressing. And the important thing to remember is there's only two fears that you're born with.
Fear of death?
No, the only two fears you're born with is loud noises and falling backwards. So babies, loud noises and falling backwards. That's the only two things. Every other fear you've learned. No baby at 2, 3 is scared to get on a flight. Look how many adults are scared of flying. It's something you've learned. So the only two things is loud noises and falling backwards. Everything else you've learned either from your parents.
Where does the
from
falling
somewhere.
backwards from for babies?
Maybe to keep them alive.
Who established? Because I tell you what, the loud noises I can understand, but the falling back is a bit weird because babies are just laying down for a good 9-10 months.
If you push them, they'll naturally not want to fall backwards. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you can't predict why that problem's there. An example, this lady, she's scared of dogs. So if I ask you, why do you think she'd be scared of dogs?
I would have absolutely no idea because my husband calls me the dog botherer.
Okay.
Literally, I go up to every single dog and talk to them and stroke them, and
well,
I love them.
If you talk to a lot of people and say, why would someone be scared of dogs? They say, because they've been bitten by a dog.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
When they were young, a dog jumped on them.
Yeah.
They've seen a film when they were young.
Or simply,
dogs.
and I've experienced this, their parents didn't like dogs.
Yes.
And then the kids
developed
the fear of dog because the parent will, don't go to that dog. And the child doesn't even know why.
Yeah.
Just following parent instructions.
So it's from the parents, seen a film of a dog ripping someone to bits.
A monkey sees what monkey does, kind of.
Dog jump. So you think it's got to be this. So anyway, she's been regressed, she's gone back. And what it come out as, when she was about 8, she used to sit on her uncle's lap and he used to touch her inappropriately.
Where do the dogs come into then?
Yeah. And while he's doing that, he's sitting there with his tongue hanging out, panting, drooling like a dog.
Oh, God.
So every time she sees a dog, the subconscious mind links the tongue, the panting and the drooling to the abuse from the uncle. So dogs just gives her that fear.
Quite
again.
Understandable, yeah.
But I couldn't. I would never think of that in a million years, but through the regression and talking to her and this come out that it's that. So we can reframe that then and we can change her thoughts on that and get rid of it and disassociate the dog to what happened to her. And so the dogs are not a fear anymore.
Yeah.
And lots of them like that. Yeah. It's a big one.
That is absolutely ginormous. I mean, the whole story as well as the transformation at the end of it.
The sexual abuse ones are quite strong, quite powerful. And there's another lady, she had contact dermatitis. I think she was about 38, something like that. She had contact dermatitis around her genitals and her thighs. And she's got 2 children. I think she's happily married. Everything's great. But she's got this. She can't catch it, but it doesn't look nice. Again, when she's regressed and gone back, it was back to her granddad used to touch her inappropriately.
So literally her body developed this defense system to pull her off.
Your mind, the only job your mind does is to keep you alive. That's all it's trying to do. It's just trying to keep you alive. So while she's being touched, she realizes it's not right. She feels uncomfortable. She feels threatened. The mind's now thinking, shit,
got to put something out there.
What do I do?
To defend.
To keep you safe. So it's created this contact dermatitis. Sure enough, Granddad's seen this and stopped doing it. So now the mind thinks, wow, I've stopped this. You're now safe. What a brilliant job I've done. Trouble is, 30 years later, it's still doing it.
Yes.
So then we reframe it for her and tell her, you're now 38.
You solved the mental health issue.
Yeah, it's gone
and the
now.
physical health.
Granddad's not doing it anymore. Even if he did do it, you're now in a position to stop
him.
You don't have to do this to stop it because you're an adult now. Let's thank the mind for what it's done for you. It's done a great job. Thank you. And let's give it a new job. So what job could we give the mind? So what's something that you would want the mind to help you with? And she said, I blush when I'm doing talks at work, when I'm giving a talk to people.
Yeah.
I start blushing. So let's get your mind to help you stop blushing when you talk at work.
Oh my goodness, this is brilliant.
3 months later, the dermatitis is gone, and she's not blushing when she's talking. It's just, and the list goes on and on. It's just amazing what the mind does.
I would never, ever,
Yeah.
in a million years, would have expected someone to tell me that you can stop yourself blushing.
Yeah.
It's just a natural reaction.
Yeah, some people do, some people don't. Your mind controls everything.
Goes rosy
your mind, every thought you have creates a physical reaction. Every thought.
That is true,
some
actually,
are obvious,
and I do believe in it. Yeah.
Some are obvious, some are not. Example: if you thought about, or if I thought about my father's funeral, and the music that was played there, my eyes start watering. If I think of food, my stomach starts rumbling.
Well, yeah.
If I think I look an idiot and people are laughing at me, I blush. Even sexual thoughts. You can have a sexual thought and have a physical reaction, especially men, even if there's not a woman in the room. But you're still having that reaction.
Well, because the mind is a very strong.
So these are things that we're conscious of. So imagine other things your mind's telling you and what it's doing to you. And you hear people all the time, oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, can't believe I've done that. I'm useless at IT. And the more you're saying this,
your mind believes
it.
I try and be so conscious of this, to not even say, oh, you idiot.
Yeah.
And it's just so easy. It just slips off the tongue,
Well, we
doesn't
say
it?
to be your best friend. If your friend come round to your house and accidentally knocked the glass of water on the floor, you wouldn't say, what an idiot. You idiot. Why would you? You wouldn't. Yeah. But if you did it, you say, oh, I'm such an idiot. And you start berating yourself. Be kind to yourself. Because every word you say to yourself, you believe more than anything.
That's
so if
true,
someone says to you, you go in a shop and they go, oh, that dress looks lovely on you.
I say, thank you.
Yeah, but they're saying it because they're trying to sell it to you. And your mind knows it's got an alternative motive. If your boss says to you, oh, you're brilliant, you've been brilliant this week, well done. You couldn't come in Saturday to finish off them bits of paperwork for me. So your mind knows when it gets this, it knows that there can be an underlying reason for it. But when you say it to yourself, it takes it as gospel. It takes it as the truth. So when you call yourself an idiot, when you say I'm useless, when you say I'm crap at IT.
So the subconscious takes it as it's written in stone.
And then try to make it true. It will try to fit there. So it will make you even more useless at IT because that's what you've asked for. That's what you've said. So be very careful how you speak to yourself because our mind hasn't got a sense of humour. Don't even joke about being old. Oh, I'm the old codger. At 60 now, my back's playing. I'll need a Zimmer frame. Don't even joke about it because it will start to create that and prove to yourself that you're right. And you'll become in this looping thought about that. So, don't even joke about you're an idiot, I'm stupid, this, that. Don't be saying that to yourself.
So at 61, still in a number of businesses, what is it that you do? What are the sort of things you tell yourself to keep yourself fit and in your mind and in your body?
Well, in the journaling, we have one of the questions is, what's the one thing you love about yourself or life? And every day I write something in there.
Go on, tell me some examples.
Well, one of the ones I write more often than anything is the awesome people and the fantastic opportunities that are available to me. This is what I love the most. I've got some great people in my life, some great friends and business associates and people I've met from all walks of life. They're fantastic people. Some I really like, some I don't like so much, but they're still great people.
Yeah.
And they're quirky and wonderful, and I don't quite agree with their thoughts on everything, but it's still fantastic to hear it.
And maybe on that day, they brought a bit of light into your life.
Yeah. And then the opportunities I've got sitting here today speaking with you. What an opportunity. How many people get this opportunity? Not everyone.
No.
It's fantastic. Walking my dog in the morning with my wife. Wow, it's brilliant.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. You walk together.
Yeah, every morning for about 45 minutes. I'll get my steps in, get a bit of fresh air.
And you have a little chat.
Get time to talk to each other about
that's proper quality time.
What we want to do today, what we don't want to do, and what happened yesterday, and how do we not go there again? And all sorts. And then meet other people walking as well. It's great. So I often put in there, what's the the people in my life and the fantastic opportunities. I sometimes put that God loves me. I sometimes put the fact that I'm healthy.
That's super important.
Because most of us only appreciate our health, don't we, when it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, we're healthy, you're healthy, we're all healthy.
Well,
as soon as you're not, you're like, when I get healthy, I'll make sure I do this and I'll do that. So yeah, health is a big one that we can take for granted. So I sometimes put there, just I'm healthy, that I'm good today.
Well, that's interesting. So I live with this disease, and I still, because I can actually move, I do things about it to make sure I can move.
Yeah.
I actually consider myself really healthy, because I suppose if I take it all into consideration,
Yeah.
I have a pretty good diet. I have a daily physical health routine.
Yeah.
Even though I sit down all day long at the computer, but I do try and move about a little bit. But maybe I should put a little bit more effort into getting back to 10,000 steps a day. So it's kind of like the illness has become such a small part of my overall health that I don't take too much attention.
Well, that's exactly it. You just said it yourself.
Or to it.
You don't focus on it.
Yeah.
You know, because where our attention goes, our energy flows and results will show. So if you're attentive and keep thinking of it, my back, it can only make it worse. So yeah, it's good that you've, like you said, you don't concentrate on that. You sort of put that to the back of your mind, even though it's there. You're not focused on it.
I'm super mindful of it. I have to be.
So
it's like, sitting here, I'm in pain. You know what I mean? There's no such time in my life I don't feel pain.
Yeah.
It's just the level of it. And
I think most people,
it.
I think if you talk to, especially as you get older, have all got something. You know what I mean? Like I'm, sort of deaf in my left ear and I suffer from tinnitus. Like my ear now is ringing and buzzing, which is can be challenging. But I try not to focus on it, or it becomes even more. It's permanently there, but I don't focus on that. I try and focus on the good parts of my life and not on the bad parts, which is back to the journaling, and that keeps you on the straight and narrow. So yeah, so the cross between coaching and the therapy, it keeps me active. And going back to what we're saying later in life, starting the business, with the coaching, I'm having to learn new tools.
Yes.
Like I'm doing the video.
So you're keeping your intellectual health pretty
so I've just
fit.
I've just dropped on my Facebook 10 rules on how to live an awesome, inspiring life. So they're little small video clips of me talking about a rule for about 2 or 3 minutes. But to record them and put the captions on it, it's something new I've had to learn. It just keeps everything working. I don't want to sit there and vegetate, that's for sure. Someone said to me, at my age, I'm bumping into friends who have retired. And they're going, I said, you retired? Yeah, okay. I said, what do you do now then? He goes, not a lot, nothing. I'm retired. And he says, are you retired, John? I said, no.
No.
Are you not going to retire? And I said, hand on my heart, I've never thought of it. I've never thought of retiring. All I want to do is change to something that I enjoy more.
Yes.
So maybe one day I won't have the garage, but I'll still do the coaching.
Yeah.
Or maybe after a while I won't do the coaching and I'll just do the speaking and be a key speaker on stage. Maybe I'll do that because you could enjoy that into your 80, 90, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
So
and how inspiring is that?
It's just doing what you enjoy. So I suppose people who really look forward to retiring are in jobs that they don't like.
I was going to say it would be interesting to do some kind of a survey that is it the people with the entrepreneurial spirit, like you said, you started wheeling dealing at 6 and here you are 61, you're still happily going and absolutely no intention to retire. While other people who kind of climb the corporate ladder, all they think about is the day they will retire.
Yeah.
But then pretty certain there have been studies into people's lifespan beyond retiring. And when people do that, like literally work all their life, had purpose in life and then retire, they die pretty soon.
Yeah, because what you're doing now, got nothing to chase for, nothing to aim for, nothing to get hold of, and you just sit there and
you keep your mind
vegetate.
Fresh, you keep learning new things.
Well, we're saying the coaching, the five pillars of our life is your state, your fitness, your family, your finances, and fun.
Sorry, the first one, was it?
State.
Yeah. Like a state of mind.
Yeah, your state of mind. Your family.
Your physical family. Okay, the emotional.
Your fitness.
Physical fitness.
Your fun and your finances. And with them 5, if they're all where they need to be, you'll have a
Pretty
steady,
balanced,
stable, balanced life. But you see people, don't you? Very rich, never see their wife because they're at work all the time. Have spent no time with the children, but have given them money to buy everything they need.
You can't buy happiness.
And they weigh 28 stone and about to have a heart attack. It's not great.
No.
So they need to address a little bit more of the fitness and the family life. And as long as you get that in balance. And it's easy to become so consumed with the business you're in or what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You forget your fitness. You forget spending time with your wife. You forget giving your children time. You forget. We see this quite often, especially with men. And you ask them, and I was one of them, what do you do for fun? And when we ask someone what you're doing for fun, we don't want to hear, I watch my son play football every week. That's not really for you. I know you enjoy it, but you're doing it for your son. What do you done that's solely you for fun? And I was there. You sit there and go, yeah, nothing.
Yeah, that's a difficult, especially, I mean, I'm finding myself in that situation where building a business, or two arms to it, building the coaching and the podcast.
Yeah.
What I do, there's two things that three really, but I do it with my husband. So that kind of comes into the family life.
Well, that's the family, really. What do you do for you? Just you. See, that's family.
At the moment,
admitted.
I truly, honestly admit nothing.
Yeah, but if you're enjoying the podcast though, that could be something that you see that blends into what you enjoy.
Yeah, because that's
you
work.
Remember these five things sort of blend into each other because you could really enjoy doing something and it earns you money. So is that finance or is it fun? It's
I love doing it.
But
absolutely.
you do need to sit down and think: are you doing anything that's fun for you? And I know there's times in our lives where we are full on busy, especially in a new business. But eventually, though, you're gonna have to switch off from the business sometime and have that rest.
And I am indeed, because I recognize it. Obviously, kind of slightly self-coaching or sitting on webinars and talk to people and in the business sort of circles, you have these conversations all the time, and I am actively taking steps towards offloading some tasks to make sure that it frees up time to because sitting here interviewing people is so much fun.
So it's almost
absolutely
fun.
brilliant.
Yes, of course it is. But like we said to people that rest is not a reward for hard work. Rest is a prerequisite to work hard. If you look at elite athletes, they don't train until they can't train anymore.
They sleep well, they sleep
they
loads.
Have a day off, and then they go. That's so the next day they can come back to the training with energy and give it 100%. Well, if they just kept training until they're broken, that's not how it works. So you need to work hard, sit back,
and sleep
recharge,
hard,
get your energy back, and then go again. So it's not a reward for hard work. It's you need to rest to be able to work hard. And a lot of people, including me, did it the other way around, where you work and work and work until you have the breakdown, until you have the depression, until the anxiety kicks in, until you're sitting there and you start to hate everything now because you're tired, you're overwhelmed. You need that break, you need that little rest.
So what's your little daily routine?
My daily
that touches
routine
on everything.
Well,
that my method is the temple method, which is physical health, intellectual health, spiritual health, and mental health. Now we've touched on a number of them, and I know you do things. So what is your daily routine to look after all of them?
In my journal, there's a section there that if I was coaching you'd have the journal, you would put your morning routine there. And everyone's different because we've all got different circumstances. Some got children, some haven't, some work, some this. My morning routine is walk.
Yep.
So I have a 45-minute walk with dog.
With dog and the wife.
And my wife.
So it's a triple whammy?
Well, nine times it'll be wife as well. I read the Bible every day.
Okay.
Now, only for a couple of minutes. I've got a great app on my phone that pings up a bit of script, read it. Someone explains what that's about. So every day, a quick Bible for a minute. Because some of it, even if you're not a strong believer, there's some real great lessons in it about
absolutely.
mindset,
and
about
it's
thoughts,
nice
and
to
about how to deal with
reminded
people.
me of them.
And then the last one is I put down journaling. So I do my journal. So walk, Bible, journal. And then I put the odds extra ones in. At the moment, I'm doing 50 sit-ups every morning and little ones like that extra in. But what we say to people is whatever your morning routine is, make sure it's easy to do.
Yes.
So if I was in a hotel tonight, I can still walk.
Yes.
I can still read my Bible. I can still journal.
Yeah.
So other people go, I'm
absolutely.
going to do 10 lengths of the swimming pool. How are you going to do that if you haven't got a swimming pool, though?
Yeah.
If you're somewhere tomorrow with no pool.
This is it. It's
you're
like
not gonna
I
do
don't like to go to the gym, but what I do is exercise in the morning. So even though I'm staying in an Airbnb room while I'm here in Peterborough, I can still do my morning exercise just like as if I was at home.
Yeah.
I can still take a cold shower because there is one.
Yes.
I can still sit down and meditate and make a cup of green tea and have that after the meditation and do my journaling. Yeah. All of it. It doesn't matter where I am, even on holiday.
That's what a lot of the guys you do. They cold shower. They read 5 pages of a book. So in the morning they get up, they read 5 pages of the book, have a cold shower, do the journal. So whatever suits you, as long as you do something, some routine, just get you going. Rather than a lot of people get up, don't get up, hit snooze, hit snooze again, hit snooze again, get up, have a coffee, sit on the phone for 2 hours, watch the news, end up feeling like shit, and then the whole day's like that. You're starting the day on a downer. Well, if you could get walking, get swimming, or meditate. I meditate as well. Meditating is a great one.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Takes a little bit of time to learn, and some people struggle with it. But once you learn to meditate, which is very similar to hypnosis, you're going down, relaxing, going into that subconscious mind. That can ground you. That's a great one as well. And again,
do it outside.
You can do it anywhere. You can
in
your hotel room, at home, in the garden, while you're walking. You can do it anywhere. So that's a good one as well. The meditation is a real good one for a morning routine.
Yeah.
So
one thing I can't do when on holiday is having a cold shower. You go to a Mediterranean country and there's no cold water coming out of the shower. That is so disappointing.
But it's great. It's great you picked up on that. Yeah, that the morning routine is important, and you can have an evening routine as well.
Yes. Go on. What's your evening routine?
Well, the evening could be read 10 pages of the book. Mine, I try to read at night.
Oh, say, what's yours?
Oh, well, I read at night. Try and put my phone away by 10 o'clock or something, 9 o'clock. So I don't go to bed till about midnight. But I find it hard because I often put my earpiece in and listen to a hypnosis recording. So I can't use my phone to listen to the hypnosis. So I put my earpiece in, put the hypnosis on and go to sleep listening to it.
Is it a hypnotic session that was recorded for you while you were...
Some are recorded for me. Some have recorded for me if I've got something specific. And some are just general ones, just a general feeling good or feeling energized. So it could be a general one as well. But I really enjoy listening to Joe Dispenza.
I think I've heard the name.
Joe Dispenza, yeah. There's one. If you go on YouTube, Joe Dispenza, put him in, listen to his summer stuff. It's just,
I'll ask you back. Ping me his name.
It's fabulous, and I'm sort of I'm addicted to Joe at the moment.
Okay.
I'm listening to that. The more I listen to it, because he's a same thing, subconscious mindset, but he's a big player in the game and talks a lot of sense. So I'm enjoying Joe at the moment.
Cool.
And I used to listen. I still listen to her, but I used to listen to a lot of Marissa. Hence why I trained with her. And I told her when I met her, I said, I've been to bed with you at least 100 times. I said, yeah. I'm sorry to say
I like
on
that.
at least 50 of them I fell asleep. She said, yeah. I've got the earpiece in. She's talking to me and
brilliant.
Asleep. So brilliant.
What does your wife think of it?
Yeah, she don't mind. As long as I don't snore.
Does she pick up any of these good habits? Or how
without doubt. She's very switched on to that anyway. Oh, she has picked up. And she's taught me an awful lot. It's not just one way. I've picked up a lot of stuff from my wife. My wife knows a lot of this. But no, she's picked up on it as well. And she's had some hypnotherapy sessions on weight loss and dieting. Right. And here's one. She had a session with a good friend of mine, Nikki, who was in Australia. So she's done it online in Australia. And they said, it's worked, this and that. And she only realised almost a year later, we were walking the dog funny enough, and she's gone, I've just realised I don't eat biscuits anymore. And she didn't realise until a year later. I can't remember the last time I ate a biscuit. She used to make a cup of tea, have a couple of biscuits.
Yeah.
And she said, wow, it stopped. And that shocked her how that sort of crept.
So something
into her
happened
life.
in the therapy.
Without her knowing.
That stopped
and
eating.
She can never finish her dinner now. She always leaves food on the plate. She always feels full.
I still can't do that, but what I have done through this hypnotherapy session that I took part in is that I put less on my plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just that tiny little change, I think I mentioned earlier, has resulted in 4 months down 3 kilos, and I'm now at my ideal weight.
Ah, fantastic.
Minute little change.
Yeah. And,
Mind
and,
you,
and again, if you do it for long enough, you'll
absolutely.
that change
Is
will
that-
become a habit, and it will be stuck there. And it won't be what you do; it will be what you are. That's what I do. You're not.
This is it. That is just such an important message. I think it's instead of saying things like "I don't do this" or "I do that," this is what I am.
Yeah, yeah. It's like me. I don't have to tell myself to journal now. I just journal.
You just do it. Yeah.
You know, I feel uncomfortable if I don't, and I can feel straight away. My mind's starting to go places where I don't want it to go. So yeah, the journaling.
If I ever miss any little bit out of my morning routine, it's not quite right.
Yeah, that's right. So that's become what you do. You know, it's a habit now. You do it automatically now without thinking. So that just shows you with time, it can become part of your life. Yeah. So yeah, I love the coaching. I enjoy the therapy. I enjoy how the mind works. Like I said, I've dropped on Facebook. At the moment, we've got 10 rules on how to live an awesome, inspiring life. But yeah, just go onto Facebook, John Hirniak, and you'll see them on there. Hopefully they give a lot of value. I've been getting a lot of good responses from them, and people are enjoying them. We're about halfway through them at the moment.
Cool.
But yeah, how to live an awesome, inspiring life.
Awesome. So a little bit of business still. You've been in business for a long time.
Yeah.
If I understand it right, you've never gone bust.
No.
Any advice on how to avoid going bust?
I was talking to this with some old. A lot of my friends are what we call old school. They come from back in the day. They all drove around in old cars, even when they had plenty of money.
Okay.
They made sure they owned their factories, they owned their properties, before they started spending on the stuff that they didn't need. We've also got new people now who look very successful and are successful, but they seem to have a lot of debt. They've got the car on lease. They've got the loan on that. They've got the latest phone that they're paying crazy money for. And you got to look. I believe it's about keeping the overheads down. If you've got the spare money, then spend it. But it's nothing worse than when you're not taking money this month and you've still got to find £20,000.
Yes.
That's a crippler.
Yeah, that puts you in a really
Now,
really
if you've not earned
vulnerable
a lot,
place.
if you've not earned a lot this month, okay, so I don't spend then. But there's people out there who've built, and I do get that you have to sometimes borrow to go forward.
Yeah, when you are in business especially, it's really quite interesting to see, because I monitor my finances to know where I am and stuff like that. I mean, this whole concept, definitely in this country, but probably in first world countries, that you become credible when you owe a lot of money.
Yeah.
So the more credit cards, the more personal loans and the mortgage and all the rest of it you have, the more credible you become in a sense that you can borrow more.
Yeah.
And that's just such a weird concept, because the vast majority of people, actually, that might be a very sort of broad sweep.
But it's becoming more the norm, though.
Still, I think
more the norm.
A lot more than half of people would struggle and do struggle. That's why people are in debt and can't manage their money, because they just don't quite understand how to.
Well,
because
you've Rob Moore. He often says that there's good debt and bad debt.
Yeah.
Good debt is property, stuff that will make, not always, but hopefully will make you money. Even buying a Rolex.
Yeah, that's
Rolexes
a financial investment indeed.
They went up. You could have bought a Rolex, 8-9 years ago for £2,000. It's worth 3.5 now. And you would have worn it for all that, got the enjoyment of wearing it, and it's still worth more money.
Your car sales, is that used cars that you are selling? Because funny enough, my husband keeps telling me to get a new car so that I can feel better and stuff. It's like, no, I've got other priorities. But I kind of started to plant the seed in my head. I started to look for the car that I would want.
Yeah.
And then he looked up a new version of it.
Yeah.
And he said, the new version with like heated seats and a couple of other things, 30 grand.
Yeah.
And then we found a used one, which was like, I don't know, literally like 3 years old.
Yeah.
15 grand.
Yeah. It's about half price.
Really?
Yeah.
There's just no point buying a new car.
You have to be very rich, don't you? You're very rich to be buying brand new cars.
Or sort of really have that surplus.
Because they're half their value in 3 years. That's the
you buy a
general
house.
rule. Yeah.
With the worst recession, it's not going to halve in value, will it?
Yeah, you always got something though, haven't you? with the house. So yeah, it's good debt and bad debt, isn't there?
Yeah.
And it's just keeping a track of what is good debt or bad debt.
Yeah.
And there's some stuff that you can buy that we're still going to get value from, and it's still going to be, you can have an asset there. It's frightening in business. You look at someone who, if I asked you to invest in like the car game, you could put 20 cars on my forecourt, we'll say, but you still got that asset, haven't you? But imagine opening like a wine bar. If that wine bar fails, your money's gone. There's nothing left there. So it's some businesses that are very high risk and there's no asset left. Properties, not so high risk because you've still got the asset.
Kind of can be, but yeah.
It can be, but
you start
there's always going to be a risk in
build it up,
business. There's always going to be a risk.
That's true
If there was
as well,
no risk, it wouldn't be business. But there's some that are high risk and some that are a good risk.
Yeah.
And I think it's just keeping an eye on what's the good risk. And then when you're in business, look, do you really need that? When you're buying this new fancy sign and this, do you really need this at this point?
Yeah.
If you've got the spare cash, by all means have it. But you need to get into debt to have the fancy new sign. You need to do that.
That's actually a very good point. But do you think you've always had a good eye for
Definitely.
deciding what was a good business and what was a bad business?
Definitely. I've always looked for value. It doesn't matter what I do. I need to see where the value is. And that could be spending a lot of money still. I remember we were offered a holiday before COVID for the family to the Hard Rock Hotel in Punta Cana. All inclusive, fantastic resort. And it was £5,000 for all of us. And at the time, we were spending about £4,000 going to my mother-in-law's villa. Time we get the flights, the hire car.
Yeah.
It was coming out about £4,000. Well, I thought, for an extra £1,000, we're all
It's
inclusive.
going to do something different.
And it was just amazing value. So,
but the thing is, you say
let's
all
have that.
inclusive. Probably elsewhere you would spend that extra money on food as well anyway.
Yeah. So sometimes it's not the money; it's how you're getting value. Where's the value? And you've just pointed out with the car, brand new 30,000, 3 years old, 30,000 miles, 15. The value's in the 15, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 years old, because it's not going to lose another 15,000 in the next 3 years, is it?
No, certainly not.
So the value is there really. So that's what I've always looked for. Look for value. Where's the value in it?
Yeah, it's the opposite curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, look after your money because no one else will. Everyone else will take it off you. That's for sure. As my daughters are finding out because they're 19 and 15 now.
Are you giving them a good financial education?
It's really hard because you can see that they're in that world of spending now. And the one we always quote to people, people on the way to work that stop off at Costa and have a double frappe latte, that's £5. Times 5, £25 a week on a coffee.
Although there's like an interesting thing about
£100 a month, £1,200 a year.
Yeah, but then what can you do with that money? Someone might tell you to just sit down with your fancy latte and take 10 minutes and think of 25 ideas of how you make money.
Or sit with me and I'll make you a coffee for nothing. And you can still sit down.
Yeah, but then you cost like, what? I don't know how many...
5p, 10p. How much is it to make you a coffee?
No, but how many hundreds of pounds an hour to get a coaching session?
Yeah. But I had a guy who was coming to see me and he was asking for financial advice. He was, coming unstuck, a lot of debt. And he wanted me to sell a car for him. And he's coming home and he's dropped the car off and he's got his family member to take him to get his other car. And then on the way to me, he's saying, shall I grab you a coffee on the way? And why would you do that?
Well, why not? It's just
You've got no money. You're going bankrupt. You're heavily in debt.
Oh, okay.
You're now going to waste £10 on 2 coffees coming back to me. But when you get to me in my office, I've got coffee facilities here
machine,
anyway.
Yeah.
We can have a coffee. And keep the £10. You're in debt. You're going bust. Stop. What are you doing? Just
people
think
still
where
want
you're
to do
spending
good
this
by
money.
you.
There's no value in buying 2 chocolate lattes for £10 and cost on the way back to me. And some little small things that will make the difference. Just keep an eye on where the money's going. There's different ways of doing it. Everyone will tell you need the latest this, that, and the other because they're selling. You don't really need all that. Sometimes you do, but not always.
Yeah,
not always.
assess it.
Yeah. But yeah, business is difficult. It's hard. It's a tough game. It's cutthroat. No matter what business you're in, whether it's cars, coaching, hotels, restaurants, it's tough. It's a hard game. You have to be very, very disciplined.
I was about to ask you the sort of closing question, but you might have kind of answered it. That what sort of advice would you give people who want to get into business later in life, if they do have that entrepreneurial vein?
Don't.
Here you are. You've been in business for 50 years.
Think later in, well, it's different. Later in life, whatever it is you decide to get into, make sure you enjoy it and you've got a passion for it. If you're good at something and you've got a passion for it, the money will probably flow anyway.
Okay.
But if you haven't got a passion for it, you're not enjoying it, and it becomes a grind. That's not a great life to be, especially later in life. You don't want to be doing something that you detest, or you think, oh, I've got to do this. Don't get me wrong, every business is little bits that you don't want to do, but generally you want to be enjoying it. You want to be enjoying what you're doing. And if it's something that you enjoy and a skill that you've got, even better. Why not? If it's something you've got a passion for and you've got a real skill from it and you enjoy it, that's what I would say. Later in life, pick something that you enjoy and you're passionate about, because that will take you at least halfway there, won't it? I hope. Yeah.
Wonderful. John, thank you so much for joining me in the studio.
Well, thank you for having me here, and I hope I've put over a little bit of value and,
I
and
think
give you a few insights in that. It's been a pleasure to be here, and I really appreciate you inviting me here to share what's going on in my life and about the coaching and therapy.
Thank you.
So if anyone, or finish on, if anyone is struggling in any way, shape or form, reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram on John Hirniak Coaching. And even if I can't help you, I'll probably be able to advise you where you need to go or what direction you need to take. Because I don't think anyone needs to suffer. It's an awful place to be. And I'd hate to think anyone's suffering, especially when they don't need to. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to New Business in Later Life with me, Ildikó Sealey, where we say no to slowing down and yes to starting up. Loved what you've heard? Please share it, screenshot it, and tag me on socials. Let's show the world what thriving in later life really looks like, and share with a friend who is ready for their next chapter. Please subscribe so you are always in the loop. And if you were ready to stop running on empty and start running on purpose, well, come join us. All the links are waiting in the show notes, including my guests' contacts, the Entrepreneurship Club, and the few tools and services I personally use in my business to help you thrive in yours. Until next time, refuel, refocus, reinvent.